Hello everyone and welcome to BFB and TPOT, but only characters with 6 or less letter names exist. A couple years back, I did an alternate elimination order where contestants with names 7 or more letters in length exist. Today, it's finally time to do the opposite, where only characters with names 6 or fewer letters in length exist. Ice is the first team to lose, and they coincidentally have 6 of their members. Pencil is one of them, as her name is right at the 6-letter limit, so she will be out as normal. Beep is the next team to lose, and just like with Ice, this elimination will not change. Leafy is still the first to leave off of Beep. The third elimination, which happens to Team Ice Cube, is the first that sees actual change. This is because Bracelety does not exist. The highest voted contestant who does is Donut, so he is out. Death Pact's first elimination does not change, as Lai ties with Pie and Pen for having the shortest name out of this team's contestants. Just like Beep's first elimination is unchanged from the original, so is their second. Roboti leaves the game. The losers lose, and they actually didn't lose any members, as all of them have names with 6 or less letters. As such, this elimination does not change, with loser getting out. I have opted to count 8Ball's number as 8 as a letter for the purposes of this video, which means he still exists as he is below the limit. He is also still out as normal. Stapy is next in a long line of unchanged eliminations. I suppose that's what happens when only a handful of the cast have names longer than 6 letters. Yet another unchanged elimination occurs when Beep loses for the 3rd time. David leaves the game next. Even the rejoin does not change. Leafy will come back into the game as usual. Iance loses a second time, resulting in yet another unchanged elimination. Team Ice Cube has their second loss next, and for once, we have another elimination that changes from the original. Since Fiery Jr. has too long of a name by 1 letter to exist, that means Naily gets out instead. Eight Names is the 8th and final team to lose a member, and it will once again be the same as the original episode, as Dora has a short enough name to still exist. Team Ice Cube loses again next, and unfortunately, they are not able to save us from having another unchanged elimination this time. Spongy still exists and still leaves, leaving Bommy as the last member of his team. At the split, Loser and Spongy will rejoin the game as they normally do. They will go to post-split BFB, while those who go to TPOT will achieve a joint 11th place. Hopefully the team imbalance will cause things to diverge more from here. The first loss in post-split is by the Have-Tots. Balloony's hideously long 8-letter name bars him from existing, so Ruby will be the first one out of post-split instead. Spongy will get out as normal during the Have-Nots' first elimination. In fact, none of this team's eliminations will change since they are all still here. On the bright side, the Have-Tots do see a second elimination change, as Leafy is the lowest voted contestant that still exists. I will condense the Have-Nots' 2-time losing streak into a single slide because there is not much to say here. Loser is out in BFB 21 and Taco is out in BFB 22. The Have-Tots' final elimination is also unchanged because Bubble is still in the game. At the same time, it is technically still different as she is the only member left, meaning this team gets dissolved. Once again, the Have-Nots do not see their elimination change. Blocky is the last contestant out before the merge, though we are technically already there. Fiery gets out as normal in BFB 25, which leaves us with Flower and Woody as the final two. Who will win post-split BFB? Flower won the challenge in BFB 25, while Woody lost and got eliminated next episode, so that means Flower wins BFB just like normal. Even the winner of the season didn't change. Let's hope TPOT has more differences. Winner is right at the character limit for their name, so they still exist. Price tag does not, so the second debuter has to be somebody else. The next most voted to still exist is Tape, who has 4 letters in their name. They replace Price Tag on Just Not. As far as things changing go, TPOT 2 is not off to a great start, because Death Pact again loses and Pi is out as normal. The elimination in TPOT 3 also unfortunately goes unchanged, as Foldy also still exists, which means she leaves as usual. Not even the introduction of double eliminations saves us from the lack of changes. Saw and Cloudy are the ones who normally get out, and they still do here. It is not until TPOT 5 where we finally see our first change to the TPOT elimination order. Book is out instead of Naily on Just Not, as the latter already got out in pre-split. Even then, Remote is out as usual on Death Pact again. TPOT 6 goes back to there being no changes, with Eggy leaving on the strongest team on Earth and Fries leaving Are You OK? At least one elimination changes for once in TPOT 7. This time, two contestants with similar color palettes get out at the same time. Clock from the S, and Fanny from Death Pact again. And we're back to unchanging eliminations again. Rocky leaves the S as usual, and Cake leaves Just Not, also as usual. Pen gets eliminated from Are You OK in TPOT 9, which is another change finally. What isn't changed is that Coiny gets out from Team 8's. Just Not still loses, but we experience our biggest change yet, as Teardrop never existed to begin with, meaning she cannot lose. Team 8's was the next lowest placing team, so they lose instead. Nickel is out as usual from Just Not, but losing Needle on Team 8's more than makes up for it. The final elimination before the team swap does not change once again, with Belle and Bommy getting eliminated this time. Lai and Pencil win the Exeter rejoin as usual, joining on the teams they normally go to, Bagged and Cloudier respectively. This is a very important occasion because for the very first time since double eliminations began, both eliminations change. Bottle gets out on Bagged, while Pillow leaves Cloudier. Unfortunately, the elimination where both changed is followed up by one where neither change. Eraser and Gady are out as normal. Thankfully, the episode where neither elimination changes is followed up by another where both change. TV is out from Bagged, while Tree is out from Death Pact yet again. The second episode where both eliminations change is then followed by the happy medium, where one elimination changes but the other doesn't. Pin gets out as normal, while Grassy leaves Team 2. Cloudier is the only team to lose a member in TPOT 17, and they lose 2 as a result. Since only Pencil and Winner remain, both of them leave, with Pencil placing higher because she had more votes to start with. This leaves Marker, Tape, and Laggy as the final 3 of this alternate version of TPOT. Since each is representing a different team, the winner will be decided by which team did the best in the TPOT 17 challenge. Death Pact yet again did the best of the 3 in the challenge, which means that Marker wins TPOT, but only characters with short names exist. Congratulations to him! Thank you everyone for watching yet another alternate elimination order.